Hi friends, it's Linda from Richter Stitcher. I just wanted to come on real quick and give you a short tour of what I completed with all of my organizing in my craft room today. I shouldn't take maybe 5 minutes or so, but I thought I'd go through the drawers, share with you what I put in each one and how I've got my craft room set up. It's a little bit of a mess just because I've been sewing for my door wreath or door quilt that I'm trying to make, but let's do this. Like I said, I got these are from Walmart. I can link the things in the bottom of, so if anybody else is interested. They're okay. I wouldn't say they're the greatest. They're plastic, but they work for my storage. So basically, top shelf here is PVC pipe and such, because as you'll see in a little bit, I've made a cross stitch stand that I like to use, and then there's some vinyl in here as well for project bags that I like to make. I have a light here with just a few things, Bluetooth speaker, my cat candle. Second drawer is just things that I could use, plastic containers for storage mainly. Just things I didn't want to get rid of in case I needed to put little things inside. So that's that drawer. This drawer is holiday fabrics. I don't have a whole lot of, with my quilt papers, but I've got some fall and some 4th of July fabrics in there if I need anything for finishes or quilts that I want to make, or tableware, things like that I make. These are 2 units stacked together, so they come in 3 and then 3. So I purchased 4 of them, actually 4 sets. I got 2 here, 1 in the closet, and then the other one I'm using for my granddaughter's things like wipes and such. This one is fat quarters. So I've got mostly fat quarters that I've purchased like from Walmart, or ones that I've picked up at quilt shops that I enjoy. So these are all fat quarter pieces. Next is Christmas fabrics. So I keep my Christmas fabrics in here. Lots of different ones. And last is my, all wood pieces and shapes. What do you call it? My hoops. My plan with these little ones, I've seen a couple people make little sewing boxes where they glue these together. I think Farm Girl was one of them that I think it was Farm Girl that I've enjoyed. And then these are actually from the pasta racks that I didn't use when I put my flosses on the wall. So these are just extra pieces if I need a piece of wood for something. I can't throw those away. It's kind of hard for me to throw things away for some reason when I'm into these crafts. Okay, this is the closet. Like I said in the past, I like to knit and crochet, so these are all my needles and things for that, and a tote bag here. I come in here, and the other unit that I have in here is down here. It's a three drawer unit. Top one I have just more plastics and containers that I've collected. Little tins, like if I want to put needles. So, and bobbins, as well as beads, if I need something to put small beads in. I've collected quite a few, and it's just hard to get rid of them. So I'm storing them in here for now. Second drawer. Oh, these are the zipper compartments. Once we get another system going, or even in your dresser drawers, you can zip these, and if I need them for fabrics when I'm sewing, I just have a bunch of those in here. And then lastly, in this bottom drawer is some florals and some trays that I've collected in case I have a finish that I want to put on. So those are those. And then, of course, I've shared all my fabrics, mostly scraps or ones that people have given me that I haven't used, flannels that I want to make blankets with. Not really good about color coding and systems, but like I have darks here, greens, florals, just all kinds of fabrics that I've collected over the years, blues and ones that have patterns on them. And then I have all my empty cross stitch bags here. If I start a cross stitch and need a bag for it that zip, those are here. And then, of course, my collection of yarns. And then over here is the same. Very top I have, oops, sorry, not sure how this is working. There it goes. Batting. And pillow forms are up there with some other ironing type, iron-on things, interfacing, that's what it's called. I couldn't think of the word. And then other fabrics that I've been given from like people at church don't want it, and I was given things like that. So those are holiday and Christmas and some baby. Parts to my cross stitch frames are in here. These are 2 sewing projects that I've got going, mostly sewing machine covers and things that I started. So consider those sewing whips. Yarn scraps and yarn things are in these 2 cubbies, and then of course more yarns down here. So I've got tons of yarn. I was originally a cross stitcher to start. Over here, this is called a fast track. You get them at Home Depot, and my husband screwed it on the wall for me. So I put most of my painting supplies in here, glues, looms I've used in the past for scarves and hats. I enjoyed it when I did it, but you know, if I want to make and use those, you have to have patience, because sometimes it just gets, it's the same thing over and over. It's just really repetitive. I don't mind that, but I had to try it, so I've collected all those. I'm not sure if I'll keep them or not. And then of course down here in the bottom, the empty space here is where I hang my, let me see if I can get over here, cross stitch frames. I have quite a few. I had to take them down earlier today because I was looking for a specific size, but those will hang up in that area. And I keep most of the different sizes already made up and just ready to come in here and grab. So those will get put back up there probably tomorrow. So that's my 4x4 closet, is the size of that closet. So I can at least walk in there. I can get a step stool in there if I need to get up high. And I'm thinking about putting a design board on here with something that I can easily pull down and put back up whenever I have it, because right now I don't have a space to position my fabrics and stuff when I'm trying to quilt. On the wall here are just pictures of my pets. I think I've said in the past that my craft room is kind of in remembrance of my dog and cat that I had that have passed now. This unit over here can't go anywhere, so I had to figure out how to use it wisely. This is the PVC stand that I was talking about that I use to put my cross stitch frames on. It's just, you sit on a couch with it and in between your legs, and then you set your cross stitch frame on it. And so if I'm going somewhere, that's a nice one to travel with, because it comes apart. I didn't actually glue it, so I like using that. So as for this unit here, this is my diamond painting. I've got one started that I've got ready to go on my light board. It's an artograph, I guess is how you say it. So it's plugged in, and let's see if I can turn it on here. There it is. So I've just got my trays, and not sure if you can tell what the picture is, but it's a Christmas scene that I've started. to set up and get ready to do. So that'll be fun. This first shelf, turn on the light here, it's supposed to be automatic, but I had it off last night. These are more fabrics. These are 2.5-inch strips. And then I have 5-inch squares here. I keep tape notepads just to grab and make notes. Inside here, turn on another light here. They're all battery, or you charge them and then you step away, they'll go out and then they come on. So this is my jewelry, making beads and stuff up here. This is just scrap papers and cards if I want to make something paper craft. I keep that up there. These are all my cross-stitch fabrics. I haven't collected a whole lot, but they go from 14 count up to 40 count. I haven't done anything higher than 40 count. These are where I'm going to put my charm packs. And then these are my layer cakes with my Chelsea checks and Priscilla's fabrics that she's done from Stitching with the Housewives. These are just my electronics up here that I keep in a little basket, chargers and such. So that's what's in this cupboard. Up top, I have the plastic unit up there. If I can point. I keep my thread drops and floss papers that I want up there. And that way I can just grab one if I want to put it on a zipper bag. The 3 units in the middle are beads. And what else do I have up there? Oh, buttons and beads, different things that I would use if I'm putting them on a project. And then my floss hangers, there's a few up there. And I have more coming up, you'll see. This other unit here is just my file system right now. I got cardstock and last year's journals that I keep track of my cross stitch when I started it. Some of these are like receipts I need to put away, page protectors, crochet patterns, and knitting patterns are in here. Just a minute. Highlighters are here and lights are here. And then I'm going to have a 3D printer that I'm going to set up here on this area. That's why it's open. And other than that, I think I've shown you these before. This is where I put all my patterns for cross stitch, alphabetically by not designers' names, but their company name. And this is where I keep my receipts, things that I've purchased. My overdyed flosses are here, alphabetically according to their name on their tag. So I've mixed Gentle Arts Weeks and Classic Color Works. Thread drops are in here as well, so if I need more space to move over, I will. This is my finished table, craft table. Got my rolling cart in the middle, just helps to keep it out of the way. I used to keep it in the closet, but now when I'm not using my table over here, that table can wheel into the closet if I want to do a different craft or just come in here and relax. But my plan is to cross stitch over there. So back to this table, I've got to hang these up here. They're my cutting rotary cutters and then my scissors. I was thinking about hanging them one here and one here. My husband's going to help me put some L brackets to keep this closed. I think I've shared what's in my cubbies. They are mostly fabrics and craft items. I've got cross stitch frames, more material. These ones are all stripes. Glue gun supplies. On this side, ribbon in one of them. I keep my all my, I don't know if I can get back here or not. I'm gonna try. Rulers I keep those hung up here in the back out of the way so I can keep things as neat as possible and not all over the place. This is the project I'm working on now, ironing fabrics for the door quilt that I'm making. If you're a sewer, you probably know Pat Sloan. She put out a free pattern for the Ukrainian support, and I want to make a door quilt to put up there. Hopefully in the next week I'll have it up. That's the plan anyway. My mannequins over here, all decorated for St. Patty's Day. This side of the cubbies, I keep my used fabric that needs to be cut down into the charm squares and the 5-inch squares. These are tote bags. Easily grab those. If I go somewhere, these are project bag supplies and purses, zippers, things like that. Hope I'm in frame here. These are some silk fabrics. Don't have a whole lot, or satin. More craft items. If I make Christmas things, I got styrofoam and then another frame to add to all my other frames that I keep in this one. So it's just easy storage. These cubbies are great if you have a frame, kind of bulky, so they fit in there kind of nice. My sergers here. Someone had given me this from my church. She said she didn't want it. I offered to pay for it, but she said no. As long as it gets use, she said I could have it. So I serge all my cross-stitch fabrics with that. So it actually gets more use than my sewing machine sometimes. This is also was a gift. I guess it's not plugged in. I have to plug it in because I just moved it here the other day. The lady that got me back into cross-stitch, before she did cross-stitch, she thought she'd like to sew. And she said she did it once, and she said it's not for her. So she stuck it in her closet for over 20 years. And when I met her at my church, we started cross-stitching together. We don't anymore, sadly. She's in her 70s now, and I guess she does it herself, but she just asked me, to stop coming on a weekly basis like I was doing, which I understand. But I miss her. I still keep up with her, but she gave this to me as a gift, and I was just floored. I was like, she knows I love to craft and sew, so this is my main machine now. And I named it after her, Kathy, so that's my little baby. Another church member of mine gave me this machine. It's not a Singer, but it's a pink sewing machine, so I've got that one. And then these other two I found at an antique store, and they are the old Singers. One is a 1934, and then the other's a 1960s table Singer. So I got them both up and running and working. So they all work. I could have 4 projects going at one time, but this room is only 11 by 13, so I decided to keep just one out. And this is my little ironing area here where I iron. And as you see on the wall, that's my DMC storage for now. I mean, it changes, it seems, all the time. But when I started back, I just told myself I really want to get a collection going. And I'm not worried about dust because there's no window over here. So I just get the DMC booklet. And I think there's 24 rows in that booklet. So on row 1, I put all of these, and row 2, so I can easily file them and have a system to where I know, okay, do I have that particular number? And I would go and look in my book and see what row that number is on and go count the rows. So it only really goes up to here. These, I'm forgetting what they're called, but I want to say they're not silks, I don't think. I'll have to look up on my receipt. And I've got an Etsy shop that I was buying those from, and I would collect them. They're not DMC, and then some of them you can get at Joann's. But I liked the variety of colors, so I've collected those and hung those here for now. And then I've got the silks from DMC over here. And then it's like Chronic, but it's the DMC form of the sparkly DMC. So those are on only one of the pegs right now. So that's how I organize my DMC flosses mostly, is on the wall there. And I had my husband help me because I was using those Velcro stickers. These racks I got at Target, these are what I was talking about. They're actually pasta racks. So the other pieces to them are in that drawer over there. So I only needed this, but when I used the Velcro strips on these, it took a couple days, but I heard something go crash. And I came in here and they were on the table. And I was like, those aren't going to work so well. So my husband actually nailed them into the wall. So that's probably the best way if you're going to do something like that, is to actually use nail. I guess we could have used glue, but I think the nails are the best, especially if you want them to stay. I've said in the past, this will be just a temporary setup because we are building a garage out near our lake lot, and this is a sleeper sofa. It's a twin size, or a double size. So we will take that up here and out of here in a couple months when that's finished, hopefully. And my plan is to bring a recliner in here from another room and just have a recliner and this table with my supplies. All my whips are on here as well. And just have a little area here with the light, and it'll free up a lot more space. It won't be so crowded against the wall. And then lastly is this wall over here is my books and patterns. I cross stitch and crochet, as well as I like to do, it's hard to pronounce, amigurumi, I guess you'd say. Is that how you say it? The little animals and pets. I've got a couple sitting around, but all my patterns for that are in there. My sewing books from Pat Sloan and different ones that I've collected. Lots of cross stitch books in there. So I just wanted them all in one place because I was tired of looking for them. And then more craft supplies are up here and up on the top. Those are actually jewelry racks, but I decided I was able to go through all my jewelry in the bedroom, and I had these that were empty, and I thought, well, I don't want to get rid of them. So I thought about flosses and different things that I use for making floss holders, as well as storing my flosses. I thought I would put my NPI silks on those for now. That's what those rings are up there. I'll go ahead and I've started collecting them from Keepsakes, where I've been getting most of my supplies in Ohio. They send me some silks every other month, so I'll start putting them on the rings and setting them up there, and when I want a color, I'll be able to see them, plus the colors will make it look pretty. I've got a TV here with my electronics, and like I said, my whips are down here with my other cross-stitch supplies, and it's just a cart that I found on Amazon. It's on wheels. It's got a little carriage here. I've just attached some lighting, so if I need a light or a magnifier to see something up close, I have it. My little tote bag with all my needle supplies and such. My current project that I'm going to be doing in here. And more lights. I like to have lights everywhere because it's just, I'm getting older. I need to see. And in behind the door is my other 6 cubby. When I had the cutting table in the middle of the room, this was in front, so it made like a cube. But for now, I'm going to put it here while it's against the wall. Another light here. This is my yarn winder. If I need to wind my yarn, I'll do it here. And then these all have my sewing supplies and feet for my sewing machines. It's just a K-cup holder. Got these cups at the party store, and there's something in each one. Just keeps my drawers from being messy, and I can find what I'm looking for. Like I said earlier, mostly fabrics are in the cubbies. And this is quilts that I've started that I need to finish mending here. These are patterns, quilts, and what do you call them? They're actual scenes. Like this is a big piece that's just one big pattern on it. So just a few in there. There's stockings. There's a stocking. These are all characters. Mickey Mouse. Baby patterns. Winnie the Pooh. Just different fabrics that I've collected over the years. The nicer ones, actually. And these are just scrap flannels and stuff that I've collected with the plastic bags that I use to store those in. And then these are some more fabrics, nautical, just different, not pulling it out very far, different ones that I've collected that I want to use to make a quilt for the new lake house. There's coffee patterns in here. Just plans. When you buy things, you think, okay, I'm going to use that, and just haven't used it yet. Back of the door is 2 pegs. Got my ironing board. All my needle minders are here. That's how I store them, on magnet boards. And then, yeah, I know if you're a cross stitcher, you know what those are. I bought a bunch of those off Amazon to use to put on my Q snaps. The lady that I mentioned earlier, Kathy, years ago she made me this. I've known her for quite a while, but she knew I loved cats, so she put that together, plastic canvas, and that's one tote bags that I use to carry my small things in. And then just cute little bags that I've got hanging there. So that's it, guys. That's pretty much my craft room, all organized. I'm so excited to be able to know where things are at, and in one room of the house, because I think my husband was getting a little frustrated, like everything in one room. It was just crazy. Is probably the best way to go for me. I live in a 4-bedroom house, but I was finding all my yarn and crafts like that. That's the only thing that's not in here right now is my yarn. So, I mean, I store those yarns in there, but when I say that, I mean my projects. Those are in another guest bedroom sitting on the floor right now, but I have to clean that closet out, and I think that closet's going to become my crochet whip closet is what I'm going to call it. So that's kind of where I'm at for supplies. So I guess I've been on here quite longer than 5 minutes, and I apologize for that, but I wanted to have a YouTube out there where people can go and see how I stored all my supplies at one place. So getting started with all these floss tubes has been fun, and I'm looking forward to just finishing, like I said, all the whips that I have. There's like 25 different whips that I've started in the last 3 years. A lot of them are big, and then after this weekend, you all know, with the Nashville Needleworks Market, I want to get so many more, but if I get them, like I think it's Brenda said, it's not just doing the cross stitch, but it's collecting all the ones that you just fall in love with. So I appreciate you watching and coming back every time, and I look forward to what's ahead. So this is Richter Stitcher, and we will see you at my next floss tube in April. And God bless.